Joseph Sayoun reporting live for Oz Arab Media here at Suttons Chullora for the NBL1 Bankstown Bruins season launch. The night itself is going to be filled with the men's and women's Bruins basketball teams where they prepare themselves for the upcoming season, April 6th, when they take on the North Bears at Bankstown. The night itself is full of the presentation of the jerseys, and I'm currently joined here by the Bankstown Bruins president. What can we expect from tonight?
I think it's going to be a fantastic evening. It's been wonderful to see the turnout that we've got with all the players, and obviously we've got sponsors, and Suttons have put on a wonderful show, and by obviously allowing us to use their showroom, it's a wonderful opportunity for us.
Definitely a huge opportunity itself, and heading into the season, what can you expect?
I think, you know what, it's a little bit of an unknown in the way that we've sort of started off initially. But look, we've recruited really well. We've got our coaching staff working extremely hard to prepare the players. And look, it's exciting. Like, I think we're really looking forward to something that's going to happen and obviously promote the Bruins going forward. Hopefully a couple of wins on the board as well.
For sure. You speak on new signings and that sort of stuff. Who have you signed and what sort of impacts do you expect them to make throughout the season?
Yeah, okay, from the men's side of things, we've got Naaman Hightower and also Andre as well. They're our men that have managed to be recruited. And look, they're very, very exciting. Andre was the MVP of the Waratah League last season, so we're expecting big things from him. And obviously Naaman's our big for the team, and obviously he's got the tough task of manning the middle and obviously looking after all the rebounds and whatnot. And from the girls' side of things, we've got obviously Brittany Wright's coming back from last season, and obviously Capri Violet is also coming back. And look, they're amazing. They were really, really unlucky last season to just miss out on the finals, but they bring a lot of experience and a lot of intensity to the girls' program, and we're expecting big things from them this time.
For sure. Like, even coming off of last season, we've got players like Thomas Dowse, Defensive Player of the Year for the Bruins, and Adrian Voljanik, who was named the Coaches Player of the Year. What sort of impacts can you expect from players that haven't been recruited but have still stuck around and have longevity with the club?
I think, you know what, in a lot of ways it's the youth that have come through our system and whatnot, so they understand our system, and I think in a lot of way that, you know, puts them in really good stead to be able to sort of push forward what the branding of the Bruins actually represents. And the thing is that they feel very passionate about the club, and I guess that shows on the court. So yes, those juniors that have come through our system and now playing at the highest level, I think it's fantastic for them.
Definitely. Thank you and enjoy the night.
No worries. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
Down for an interview real quick, Adrian?
Interview? No, I'm a DP. I'm on.
You sure? Who's down for an interview?
Yeah, sure.
So, just introduce yourself, position you play, and what you expect heading into the season.
Hi, I'm Tom Buvak. I'm a point guard, and I'm new to Bankstown this season, but hopefully we'll do well this year and hopefully get some good results.
Heading into being new to the club, what do you expect in terms of the culture? What's it been like so far?
So far, to be honest with you, it's been really good. Vibes are quite high at training. We're getting a good amount of competing in, but also kind of building our bonds between teammates and whatnot.
And one last question. Any bold predictions heading into the season?
Bold predictions. I think Dre will lead the league in three-pointers made. That's my bold prediction.
Easy. All the best, man. Should you guys be down for an interview? All three? One, all three? No? Somebody's down for an interview. Step up. Where's the leadership? Yeah, okay.
Do you not want to do it? You don't want to do it with me?
Come on. Guys, just introduce yourself, the position you play, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'm Kiana Davis-White, and I'm a power forward, small forward.
I'm Tara Calavides, and I'm a point guard.
Okay, so heading into the season, what sort of stuff can you hope to expect? Any bold predictions, anything heading into the first game against the North Bears?
To be honest, we're looking a lot better than we were this time last year, so at this rate, I'm pretty confident with how we'll be going in the first game.
Yeah, great with Kiana. We're looking a lot better. Keen for it. Should get out, get a good win.
And I heard from the president, you guys narrowly missed out on finals last season. What did that mean for you guys, and does that give you guys any sort of motivation heading into this season?
Of course it does. Unfortunately, we were down due to injuries throughout the season. So hopefully this season, fingers crossed, it'll be a much better outcome, and that way we'll be able to be in the top.
Yeah, it's a really big fight, like, just narrowly missing. It really makes you want to go back and get the wins and, start the season off strong so we're not back in that position.
That's it. All the best, guys. I'll definitely be there for a couple games. Would any of you boys be down for a quick interview? Just heading into the season? Hey.
I guess.
All right, I could do both of you.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Just feel free to introduce yourself and the position you guys play.
Hi, my name's Cage and I play 5-man.
Hi, my name is Noor Mayen. I play for the Bruins.
All right, so heading into this season, obviously wasn't the greatest last year. How do you guys expect to bounce back and make an impact heading into potentially the finals?
I think this year will be a much improved from last season. I think there's a lot more accountability within the squad. I think we'll be much more gritty at top to bottom. I think we are much more talented top to bottom. I think we'll just be a better team overall.
The unit we got to this year is it's more better than last year's season. But we're keen to we're ready. We're preparing for the season,
For sure. And heading into the first game against the Northern Bears, it's going to be a big game given how high they finished last year. What has training camp been like so far, and do you guys feel prepared heading into that first game?
It's been really good so far. I definitely feel prepared heading in. We've worked hard. We've trained really hard, especially on the defensive end. We've worked pretty hard on our offense coming out of our trial game. So, yeah, I think we'll have a great chance heading into it.
I think it's going to be a good start against them. So, we're ready for it.
Sweet. All the best. Thanks, guys. Thank you, man. Trying to get a hold of the Defensive Player of the Year, Thomas Dowse, for a quick interview. Here he is, defensive powerhouse. Good, man. Long time no see.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been. I've been all right. Heading into the first game of the season, though, we've got to talk about that. North Bears. They're a pretty good team.
Yep.
Heading into that game, talk to me about training camp.
Yeah, training's been good. We've been a lot of focus just on building around the team culture and especially defensive for us sort of thing. It's been a key focus for us heading into not only round one but the whole season really. But yeah, it's just building blocks for us really pretty much. Yeah.
Last season wasn't the best for you guys in terms of placement on the ladder. How do you look to bounce back, and do you feel as if there's a different energy heading into this season?
Yeah, for sure. We've got some new guys in this year, which is we really addressed some key areas. Got some, and just the way we're working sort of thing with the whole team. We look like we're heading in the right direction. The last couple of years have been pretty lean for us, but there's definitely been noticeable change heading into this season, which has been nice. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. And one last question. Any bold predictions, whether they be big stat lines, any of that sort of stuff?
Dre and Nay, I reckon they'll be good for us this year. I reckon whether on the stat sheet, definitely for sure, but definitely those intangible things they'll be bringing it up for us, which will be nice. Yeah.
I heard from one of the other guys that they reckon Dre's going to lead the league in three-point shooting. Do you reckon you can go back-to-back on Defensive Player of the Year for the Bruins?
It'll be interesting just with the games I play sort of thing, just with work and that. But yeah, for sure, Dre is definitely a sniper out there. It'll be good for us. Yeah.
Sweet, all the best. I'll definitely be there in a couple games, man. So we got the opportunity to speak to a couple of the guys. They're obviously pretty confident heading into the season. That first game will be against the North Bears. I think they're going to be playing in Bankstown, and it's going to be pretty big. North Bears are not an easy team. They finished fourth, as opposed to the Bruins, who finished a little bit lower on the ladder last season. But judging off the energy a lot of these guys had and the confidence they had going into training camp, it looks like it might be a different result this season. So we may be able to speak to a couple more of the guys, couple coaches before the actual process of them getting the jerseys handed out to them. Overall, the energy in here is pretty uplifting. You know, these guys are definitely confident heading to the season. It's a different vibe from last year, and we're hoping that they're going to have a better finish. Hello.
I was just going to say, can we do it in front of the Suns wall?
Yeah, let's go. I'm currently joined here by...
Bridget.
Yep, and what role do you have?
So I am the general manager of Suttons Chullora, and this is my team and the showroom that we're hosting in today.
Yeah, so feel free to tell me about what hosting an event like this means for Suttons Chullora.
Well, I was actually saying to some of the players earlier, this is the first sports sponsorship that we've done in over a decade, so we're super excited. We're a family-owned business, so we're really excited to be supporting a community sports centre. I mean, we're thrilled. I'm so excited. There's really good energy here today, so I'm really excited.
That's something else I've noticed. The energy here is huge. Honestly, it's a pretty open room. Everyone seems to be getting along. Seems to be a great night.
Yeah.
What can you tell me? Can we expect to see you at a couple of Bruins games this season?
Absolutely. I mean, it wouldn't be a fair partnership if we weren't showing our support back. We've actually got a whole bunch of staff that are super excited to attend the games. That they keep asking us, when does the season start? Can we go? So we're excited.
Sweet. And you spoke to us about this being a family business.
Yeah.
What sort of importance does that hold to you?
It makes a world of difference in how we communicate with our community. Being a family-owned business means that we take seriously our commitment to the community, and a partnership like this means that we can go forward and protect that message, right?
For sure. Easy. Thank you.
Thank you so
All
much.
the best. Thank you for hosting.
Thank you.
Any interviews heading into the season? You guys want to speak about it? Come on. Yeah? I can do multiple. Alright, sweet. So I'm currently joined here by, just tell us your name and the position you guys play.
My name's Lily Austin and I play point guard.
My name's Jennifer Miley and I play centre.
So I heard from a couple of the other players in your team that you guys missed out on the finals shortly last season. What sort of influence does that have on you guys heading into the season?
It's just given us more motivation. As a club, I thought we did well to start off with our first season as a club. So now we're just building on it. We're a young team, so we've got heaps of potential.
Probably just looking more forward to playing against each other, working more together as a team.
Sweet. And what was training camp been like so far? Has it been a different energy heading into the season, especially after falling so short?
Yeah, definitely. It's a whole new energy. I think we've all come with more motivation this season and just having fun.
These are
What she said. And just tell us your overall thoughts heading to the first game of the season against the North Bears in April.
It'll be a very tough game. They're a top team. They won the comp last season. So, we're looking forward to it, but it'll be tough.
Yeah, very tough team, so we're looking forward to playing our best.
Sweet. Hopefully you guys can prove a point, get a win first game.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank you, guys. Would you be down for a quick interview? All right. Feel free to introduce yourself and your role.
Yeah, no problem. My name's Steve Vassallo. I'm the General Manager of Business Banking at Unity Bank.
Easy. So what does this sort of event mean to you guys and your business as a whole, hosting an event like this, being around it?
Oh, look, I think it's good to promote sports in the community, give young people an opportunity. Coming out of COVID now, things are coming back to life. Great to see all the players in their uniform, and I think it's good representation.
Yeah, easy. And can we expect to see you at a couple games this season potentially?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you, sir. Enjoy the night.
Okay, so see the tall guy, the Shane, on the other side of that, the bald guy, that's the women's head coach. What's his name? Lyle the man.
Hey Lyle, would you be down for a quick interview?
Yeah, go for it.
Easy, sweet. Just want to jump behind the board?
Alright, he's going to get.
So I'm currently joined by the head coach of the NBL1 Women's Bruins basketball team, Lyle. Feel free to talk to us about your overall expectations heading into this season, particularly after falling so short last year.
Last year it was exciting to get so close, but also frustrating. But we've got predominantly the same team this year, so we're very excited to take that next step. And the finals is our focus. We had a very young team last year. They're all got a year's more experience under the belt. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they all go. The signs in the pre-season have been very good. The young ones have taken a step forward. We've got both imports returning. They should be here in the next week or two ready for our first game, and they'll slot straight in to put the same impact, if not a bigger one than last year. So very exciting.
For sure. And you spoke about the pre-season. However, first game of the season, North, they won the comp last season, so I've heard. That'd be a great opportunity to prove a point. What's the energy like heading into that first game?
Look, we're very excited. Like, I saw the draw and I thought, no, we've got the defending champions first game, but it's probably the best time to play them because it's on our home court, early in the season. On the day, anything can happen. I think if we play as a team with great intensity, we'll give ourselves a good shot at it.
That's it. And what can you expect heading into the season? Do you have any bold predictions, anything like that, whether that be stats, players that come out and prove themselves, anything in that sort of regard?
So we've got 5 of last year's under-18 state championships in the squad, and I think those 5 players will all make a huge impact in the NBL1 this year and in hopefully for many years to come as well. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Easy. Thank you, Lyle.
Thanks.
All the best for the season.
Good day,
Hey, good. Paul, nice to meet you. Feel free to talk to us about your role and the impact.
I'm just a second-tier sponsor. I've been at Bankstown for over 40 years. I thought it was about time we started putting some money back into Bankstown. I thought NBL1 was the best way to go. It's a really good team, good coach, great organisation, and I thought this is a good place to start to build a good relationship with them, and hopefully we'll have a good year with the two teams. It'll be great.
Yeah, definitely. And I noticed Lurchers on your shirt.
Yep.
They're a pretty big junior local basketball club.
Yes, they are.
What sort of impact, what sort of growth have you noticed within the last 5 years in terms of youth basketball?
Well, most of it's been the girls' side of it. We've been trying to build the girls' side of it up there, and we've got quite a few teams now in Bankstown with a lot of girls coming through, different nationalities. We're very multicultural in there. The boys have always been a huge support in there, always playing plenty of games Fridays and Saturdays. All the men's playing Mondays and Wednesdays, so it's been very big. But the good part about it is we're starting to see a lot more girls starting to come into it, and that helps with having a good girls' team as well. Somewhere for the girls to go and see and hopefully learn off.
Yeah, I know that because growing up, versing Lurchers is always a hard matchup. We were pretty much losing that game 9 times out of 10. And one last question.
Sure.
What sort of predictions can you expect heading into anything bold predictions heading in terms of this Bankstown Bruins club?
Oh, well, I'm very, very keen that this team will go a long way. I'm hoping that we can make the semis. That's my hope. We have the players this year.
Yep.
We have a great coach. So I think it's all going to come together. And hopefully having the support there, hopefully all the people will come and support us, and hopefully the team will do really well. But I'm really hoping for semis. We get into the semis. It'd be great if we could.
Hopefully we make it further. Paul, thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
So I've had the opportunity to speak to a couple of people in terms of what they expect for the season, and like I mentioned before, energy's pretty high, and there's a couple of players expecting finals-bound teams, a lot of high points being scored, and most importantly, just great energy from all players heading into the season. It looks pretty promising from both sides, the men and the women's. Unfortunately, the women's are pretty injury-riddled, but they have the opportunity to prove themselves. Very first game of the season against North Bears, who finished first and did win the comp last year. So we're going to have the opportunity to speak to a couple more people and get their overall thoughts on what they're expecting in terms of the finishing on the ladder, the points that they're going to score, and just overall games, how many games they're going to win, because both teams unfortunately narrowly missed out on finals last year, and they obviously want to prove themselves and have the opportunity to potentially make a top 4 finish and get inside there and finish within a semis-bound position. Hey, so I'm currently joined by
Sam Sharman.
Yep, and what sort of position do you hold?
So I'm on the board of the of Bankstown Basketball Association. I'm the finance director as well as the chair of the rep committee.
Yep, so I had the opportunity to speak to the Paul before, and he spoke about how basketball as a whole has grown pretty big, predominantly with women. How do you feel that these local comps are growing?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, you just got to come down to the stadium on a Saturday morning or a Friday night, and it's packed with really, really talented basketball players and really intrigued about the game. Obviously, the breadth of the game globally is growing immensely, and obviously our kids want to emulate, obviously, and we're keen to be part of the process of helping the Bruins grow and be phenomenal, and having our kids and our future players be part of it.
Sweet, yeah. So there's obviously just been a huge growth, particularly within the Bankstown region, I feel, in terms of basketball growing in popularity. What sort of stuff can you tell us about your expectations heading into the Bankstown Bruins season?
For the NBL1? Look, we have high expectations. We obviously didn't do too well with the men's last year, and our women did very, very well, considering our imports didn't come till midway through the season. We're highly optimistic. We've got a great program. We've got a great coaching staff, and we've got phenomenal players across the board. And we're optimistic, but we understand that the competition's very, very hard, but we're up for the challenge.
Sammy, can you give us a bold prediction, whether that be a player going off for a crazy amount of points, top 3 finish, anything along those lines?
My bold prediction is we're going to play Bankstown style basketball. That's the prediction. If we can do that, then we'll do well.
Easy. And what is Bankstown style basketball?
Athletic and physical. We're in the hood, mate.
That's it. I know it all too well. Thank you, Sammy. So, have the opportunity to speak to a couple of players, a couple of guys in the board of directors, and the general consensus is that energy's high heading into the first game of the season against North Bears. It's going to be a pretty big game, given how important it's going to be establishing yourself first game of the season, whether that be in any sport. They're obviously looking for a win, and what better way to do it than against a team like North Bears, who are a pretty high established team. They've won the comp in the women's, and were top 4 finishers in the men's last season. So we're going to have the opportunity to speak to a couple more guys prior to the jerseys being handed out. And overall, the energy heading into the night has been pretty high. Being able to speak to the men and the women's, we've had the opportunity to see how they're feeling heading into the first game of the season. And looking from the outside in, it seems like a completely different vibe. And I'm going to have the opportunity to attend a couple of the games throughout the season and get a first-hand account of all these sort of actions, and if they can actually play it out, So we're going to have the opportunity to speak to a couple more players. We have one being mic'd up at the moment, but in the meantime, it's just a matter of seeing how these guys are feeling heading into that first game. Ready? Sweet, man. Just want to jump behind here. So I'm currently joined by
Nay Hightower.
What position do you play, man?
I'm going to play the 4 and the 5.
4 and the 5. Is this your first season with Bankstown?
First season, man. Yeah, I just came over from Perth. I was in NBL1 in Perth at East Perth.
Easy. So from the first few preseason games you played, has there been a difference in Perth style of basketball as opposed to NBL1 East?
Still early for me to tell. I know that Sydney was like a year or 2 behind joining the NBL1, so basketball is still developing here, but still tough players, still very talented players.
Yeah, so you speak on the tough players. What were your experiences like when you were playing out in Perth?
Playing in Perth was, the skill level there. We had, Ricky Grace, his son, Ricky Grace, a legend, played for Perth for many years. His son, Jeremy Grace. We had just a stacked team from top to bottom. I had a really good point guard in Taylor Young, a really good 4-man, Sebit Reef, his brother, Duop Reef, plays for the Trailblazers right now. Yeah, so talent, a bunch of talent everywhere. The league was very good,
So do you hope that, I suppose, the talent that you had over in Perth can translate over in East? Have you noticed it so far?
Yeah, absolutely. No, especially with some of our young guys. I was not surprised, but just especially when it got competitive in practice, noticing that we have some real talent, especially with our young guys. So that'll be fun this year.
So more in the practice and that sort of stuff. How do you feel the energy's translated from the training camp? Do you feel it's going to progress into that first game of the season against North Bears?
Absolutely, man. I think we have a big chip on our shoulder coming from last year that was kind of a down year. So coming out with a chip on our shoulder to prove things, and it starts in practice. Our mentality and how we practice and how we play, all of that is going to prepare us for the season.
Practice, man.
That's right.
One last question, man. Any bold predictions heading to the season? Career high? How many points are you going for?
I'm going for wins, man. A lot of wins. Playoffs this year, and then what happens after that is next. So just team first and just want to win, man. That's it.
That's it, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. All the best. I'll be there in a couple games. So that's been the general consensus throughout the night. They want to win, and they want to prove a point. They've got a huge chip on their shoulder after finishing in the position they did last season. So with all that being said, it's pretty great to see this sort of people, like the atmosphere tonight, the energy that people are coming in with. They want to win, and they're going to prove it in that first game of the season. And what better way to do it against a team that's established themselves like the North Bears. So we're going to have the opportunity to speak to a couple more players and get the overall feeling. But I'm sure that it's going to be the exact same all around. All these guys have that same mentality, have that same energy heading to that first game of the season. They want to win, they want to prove a point, and they want to come with that energy first game to establish themselves as one of the top teams in the comp. Good man. All right, feel free to introduce yourself.
Roderick Proctor.
And what's your role?
Geez, I went blank there for a second.
Take your time, man.
Yeah. Damn, I'm blank. No, you think I'm joking. I'm blank.
What do you mean?
No. Mate, I just got off a plane 24 hours ago.
Where would you come from?
Back from the U.S.
How was it?
Fantastic. Went over to see my son.
Awesome, man. So, I guess you're probably pretty jet lagged. We'll take this interview slow, man.
Thank you.
What are your overall thoughts heading into this season? I've spoken to a couple of the guys. The energy's high. They've got a huge chip on their shoulder. They want to prove something in that first game against North Bears.
Yeah, so the team's going really well. They're gelling really well. I was just talking to a couple of people earlier. The thing that stands out the most is they're playing for each other. It's not about individual play. It's about team play, and that's the biggest thing. And the intensity is really good.
More of that intensity. So one of the guys I was speaking to, he mentioned Bankstown style basketball, in which he intended specifically physicality and athleticism. What more can you say about that, and what sort of players bring that sort of atmosphere over to the club?
So the players that we have right now, I think it's a really good mixture of veteran players and a lot of junior players, Bankstown players, but the actual style is just playing hard, playing for each other, and playing to win.
That's it, man. And heading into that first game of the season, have you noticed a different atmosphere across the players heading into that first game?
Absolutely. So the last 2 years, I think the guys did a great job, but it was more of a building season the last 2 years. I think this year we got it right. We got a really good mixture. We got a really good chemistry, and I think it's going to be a very exciting season.
Awesome. And one last question. Any bold predictions heading into the season? I've asked everybody. I've heard people say they kept it humble. They said they just wanted to play for themselves, play for the team. Heard a couple of guys saying that Dre's going to be a three-point leader. What sort of stuff do you have in mind?
My prediction is the guys will be very competitive. If they make the finals, I think that's a win within itself. As you know, once you make the finals, it's a different season altogether. Anything's possible once you get into that final spot.
That's it, man. Appreciate it. Rest up.
I can answer you now. So, Roderick, I'm the development, the coaching. I can't.
You still can't.
I'm serious. I can't.
You gotta rest, man. You gotta rest.
Don't put that on there.
It's gone.
You think I'm joking?
Just cover it up. Sweet, man. How's that going to work? Camera's there. You want to jump behind here? So once again, teamwork has been a huge talking point across all the players tonight. They definitely want to prove a point, and they know that they're going to be able to do it alone. So they've all established throughout training camp that teamwork, playing as a team, no individuality across this is what's going to get them across the line. So as we hope to speak to a couple more of the guys, a couple more developmental coaches, a couple more coaches, we may hope to get a different side of it. We've heard the players, we're going to hear from a couple of the management. Hey, man.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, well.
So just first, what's your name and what sort of role do you have with Bankstown?
Yeah, my name's Shane Harris-Hunt and I'm one of the board members.
So as one of the board members, you'd probably see a lot, whether that be from the women's and the men's side. Women just missed out on finals shortly last year as opposed to the men's who didn't finish as high up, but are coming in this season with a pretty high attitude. What sort of stuff can you tell us about both sides, and has it been a different atmosphere heading into that first game?
Yeah, I think obviously all the teams are excited, both women and men's. The women have obviously got a few more members of the team to get in here, but they're same members from last year, so they should be able to slot right in. So I think obviously they'll be able to kind of capture some of the momentum that they had towards the end of last year and roll that into this season with a lot of the same core group coming back. And similar with the men's team, I mean, we've got a lot of new faces on the team, a lot of guys that have grown up as Bruin players coming through the ranks, and then we've got some new faces as well as a good core group from last year. So really starting to build that core group together that'll roll on year and just grow and get better. So excited to see how we go this year, yeah.
You spoke on the new faces as well as the older guys in the club. What sort of stuff can you tell me about the older guys like Adrian and Tom, mixing in with some of the newer guys that we spoke to?
Yeah, well, obviously, guys like Tom were huge for us last year, and we missed him kind of in and out because he had some stuff going on in his own professional career. So it'll be good for them to have those faces around the team more this year. And I think that experience is just going to keep disseminating through the rest of the team and as we continue to grow the program.
For sure. And the women's team in particular, the girls I've spoken to, they're definitely passionate heading into that first game. They want to prove a point. They were pretty injury-riddled from what I've heard last year, which cost them a spot in the finals. What sort of stuff can you say heading into that?
Yeah, I mean, injury is part of sports, so, and I think the fact that they were just on the edge of the finals last year and, they kind of got so close, that just drives the hunger, and having that same core group back, they all know each other. They've had an extra year of playing together from last season than they had from the not being together before that. So they're only going to get better and better, and that hunger that comes from, just missing, I think is going to have a fire under them this year.
Sure, and who do you reckon is going to lead both teams in scoring, men and women's?
Oh, gosh. I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. It's such a team game. We've got multiple people on the women's team that can go off at any time. We've got multiple guys on the men's team that can go off on any time. And it's really going to come down to the matchups, and obviously the coaching staff will play a big part in that, in making sure that we're going to the right people to attack the right players on the other team as well.
For sure, I totally agree. Thank you. All the best, man. So we've had the opportunity to speak to a couple of the coaches, as well as a couple of the players, as well as Suttons Chullora board members. And the overall consensus is that today's been a pretty positive day in terms of the atmosphere heading into the first game of the season against North Bears, as well as the overall venue itself. Suttons Chullora has done a great job hosting this event, and